And GOP House candidate Marilinda Garcia plagiarized part of a floor speech on same-sex marriage. Because you know the Republicans are running out on all new talking points on this one. So they decided to steal, borrow, and pillage. Yes, indeed, they do. But that's, I mean, that shouldn't surprise you, right? I'm going to get to the story in a second. But it shouldn't surprise you that Republicans like to steal, borrow, and pillage. They've pillaged our communities. They've stolen the American dream from too many. And hell, they borrow enough money to fund they borrow money for Wall Street and for military defenses. But if you're an American family, no bailout for you. But anyway, I'm moving forward. Richard, calm down. Richard. All right. Anyway, Marilinda Garcia is a Republican U.S. candidate from New Hampshire who plagiarized a portion of a 2012 speech she gave against same-sex marriage, according to analysis from the Granite State Progress. Garcia, who was named a rising star by the Republican National Committee, maybe because she's the only minority they could find in New Hampshire who would run, delivered the speech as a state representative in an effort to repeal New Hampshire's marriage equality law. The language she used is nearly identical to a passage in the 2010 editorial by the National Review. Marriage exists to solve problems, Garcia said. The problem is a societal problem that rises from sex between man and a woman, but not from sex between partners of the same gender. That problem, is basically, she said that's part of the problem, right? And here's just how I see this. This is a public service announcement to conservatives all across this country who believe that marriage is between one man and one woman. I acknowledge and accept your belief. But just because you have your belief does not mean that you could impose your belief on other people. And I get it. This is what the Bible says. I get it. And I'm not going to plagiarize, but I will tell you where I got the line from. Al Sharpton, in his 2004 convention speech, said the following: "We do not need to care about who is sleeping in the bedroom. Americans should be concerned about who's eating in the kitchen." And he's exactly right. The job of government is to back up the truck, and everybody agrees on this. I was on Independence this past, I was on Independence this past week, and that was the same thing that Kennedy said, and she made a very good point. She said, back up, stop getting involved. I want government out of my personal life. And she talked about other reasons, but I want to use her quote in particular when it comes to this. Like, nobody wants the government in their uterus. There's no need for the government to be in a woman's vagina, one. And there's no need for a government to be in a two men or two women, or a man, a woman, and a man in your bedroom. America. We are a country that's founded on the ideal of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And if your pursuit of happiness means that you want to be in a same-sex relationship, then God bless you. Why is it that this is so hard to comprehend for those that are all the way to the right? Or those who have literally taken up the Bible as their excuse to get away with anything? Because these are the same people, not all of them. Not all of them. Let me be very clear. Public, disclaimer, not all of you. But they use the Bible to their benefit when they want to use it to their benefit. These are people who've used the Bible to justify slavery, right? And now they want to say to you that you can't have, the Bible says that you can't be gay, so therefore we can't have same-sex marriage in our state. The Lord is pretty clear, right? And I talk about this all the time on the show. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's, render to God's what is God's. And this one is, if you have a problem with it, then that's your issue, not everybody else's. So stop trying to dictate laws and push forward an agenda. Not to mention the fact that society has sailed on this one, right? The generations below, nobody cares. Who cares? No, millennials don't care about who's sleeping in the bedroom. Just make sure that when my house is on fire, you help me out. That's what we care about. And so I just feel as though that this continued fervor of we want to stop marriage equality is really going to be the downfall of conservatism in this country.